Welcome to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del challenges the status quo, questions everything, and empowers you to return to your core beliefs to make your life better. If you're ready to hear the truth and get your roadmap to the lifestyle you really want, the next hour will change your life. And now, your host, self-made millionaire, national award-winning investor of the year, CEO and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, Del Walmsley.
Welcome to Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. I'm your host, Del Walmsley, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom. Today, my friends, I'm going to take you into a complex concept and try to structure a show around building the understanding of the complex structures of our life and how they are affected by natural forces. Trying to show you what normally or naturally will happen in your life, and then come back after that and talk about how to counter this complicated set of functions that are out there and take your life where you want to go. In between and a part of all of that, I want to talk about life, and I want to tell a story that I'm running into right now in my life, and tell stories about financial situations and what you need to do to counter this situation. So today's conversation is really centered on the word entropy. Entropy is a force that complicates your life every day. It's at work on your life every day. It's attacking you every day. And unless it's held in check, it will eventually, within a period of time, take you out, both financially, physically, and even life. What is entropy? It's a measure of disorder. This measure of disorder explains why your life is so difficult and so complicated. It's a fact that all things trend towards disorder. More specifically, the second law of thermodynamics states that as one goes forward in time, the net entropy, which is the degree of disorder, of any isolated or closed system, which is your family, your business, your life, your health, your fitness, that's a closed system of things you're trying to control. Entropy will always increase over a period of time. So in other words, it is natural in this universe to go from order to disorder, to dissipate your energy, to dissipate your attention, to dissipate your financial ability to do things, your finances, your savings. It's the natural system in life to take things away from you. If you leave it alone, if you don't attack it, disorder increases over time. Energy in your body, it dissipates. Energy in your company dissipates. Energy in your life, everything around you dissipates and dissolve into total chaos if left unchecked. The more disorderly something is, the more entropic we consider it to be. Entropic, I guess is the way you would say that. In short, we can define entropy as a measure of disorder of the universe on both a macro and microscopic level. And here, the Greek root for the word translate to a turning towards transformation, with the transformation being chaos. So do you ever get up in the morning? Have you ever gotten up in the morning and you looked around and you go, what is going on in my life? Where is all of this chaos coming from? How did I get where I am? Why do I have 5 or 10 problems at the same time, not one? This is just the universe plying its wares on you. Entropy is all around you. It's working at you every day in every way. Starting at your cellular level, you're dying. You're degrading. While we speak, right now, your cells are dying off. New cells are being made. If you're in a entropy state, a dissolving state. You will completely dissolve at some point. You will die. If you're in a downward spiral, and I get into downward spirals. I broke 4 ribs about a month ago, and I was doing pretty well at that time. I just lost like 45 pounds. I was exercising like an animal. I have neuropathy on my feet, which means I can't feel my feet. I got drunk one night, got out of the car drunk, put my feet down the ground. They couldn't feel the ground, and I went down like a rock. Broke 4 ribs. So for 4 months, I couldn't work out. Entropy took over. Muscles dwindled away. I could just feel my arms getting skinnier, my shoulders getting skinnier, my chest getting flabbier. I could feel it. I knew it was. I could just feel it happening. It's like it didn't happen slowly over 50 years. It was happening in 4 weeks. I destroyed my body. During that same period of time, I put on 15 pounds. While I was losing muscle, I was gaining weight and getting fat. Total entropy at work at a biological level. Now, during that same period of time, we're going through social situations, political situations, financial situations, personal situations, and all of those, are attacking you at the same time. So I'll tell you a story. Broke my ribs 4 weeks ago. We came into the information that our daughter had just become pregnant. So now massive amounts of energy are going into the getting ready for the baby type thing. And so that takes your eye off the ball, right? At the same time, while all this is going on, a couple employees got COVID. So we had to fight the battle at the office, at the apartment complex, over COVID. More problems. We were finishing up a restoration from the freeze. The freeze had destroyed our property. We had to do a tremendous amount of work to bring it back. So all that was in chaos at the same time. So Melissa's got her chaos over here in her daughter being pregnant, her chaos at the apartment complex. And I've got my chaos on the other side, year-end reporting. Got to get it done, got to get it out, got to use that reporting to figure out what you're going to do next year, plan the plan. Have to sit down with all the sales teams. New year, new plan, new goals. We've got the expo coming up in just a few weeks. Big, giant amount of entropy there. Mass chaos. Although that is being held together very well by a well-focused team. But while that well-focused team is focusing on that, then whatever else it is, their lives is not getting the attention. So something else in their lives is creating disorder. So at the same time, at the beginning of the year, I started deciding I need to buy stuff. So I started putting offers out on properties. I put out 5 offers. 2 of them go to contract. So now I've got organizational, setting up companies and moving money around and doing due diligence and just chaos all around me. Now, add to that, Valentine's Day comes along, and Melissa, my wife, wants a Pomsky, which is a Pomeranian and Husky mix. Cutest little thing we've ever seen. So we go to the store to look at dogs, and I wanted a Husky, which is a big dog. She wanted the Pomsky. But they both looked exactly alike, but one's big and one's small. When they're puppies, though, they're not that much difference in size, but except their paws, where you can see the one's going to get huge. So, as dummies, and I say that tongue-in-cheek, we decided, she decided we wanted both of them. And now after we bought them, she said, it's my idea, I wanted the big one. Yeah. But I said, well, let's get neither of them. Because to me, it was like, let's not do this. But she goes, nope. I want that little one. So we go back, and the guy gives us a deal to where he basically throws the second dog in free, the big one. So we come home with 2 dogs. Now, they loaded us up with about $2,000 worth of supplies, which was like 8 1,000 pieces of food and toys and bits and things. My God, the chaos is unbelievable. We come back, we're going to talk about how you come out of chaos. We'll be right back with the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Welcome back to Del Walmsley Radio Show. Today we're talking about entropy and how it affects your life. Here's a quote. Entropy is all around you. Cells within your body are dying, degrading. An employee or a coworker is making a mistake. The floor is getting dusty. The heat from your office is spreading out. Zoom out a little. The business is failing. Crimes and revolution are occurring, and relationships are ending. Zoom out a little more, and you'll find that the whole universe is towards collapse. So the bottom line is all around you. Entropy is occurring all around you. In fact, when I read that, I was thinking, wow, think of this. We've got the Russian debacle right now invading Ukraine. You know, you've got stuff going on everywhere. There's just constant chaos in your life. What I want to talk about is I want to talk about how you find yourself in the middle of this stuff and give you a little something to laugh at me about. And then we'll talk about how you get out of chaos. As I alluded to in the last segment, we just bought these two dogs. We brought them home. Day one, it's chaos. You got two dogs that are running around and barking, and you don't know what to do with them. You don't have a system. There's no order. It's instant disorder. Puppies in and of themselves are just total disorder, right? Having two of them, which, in other words, you can't even let one calm down because one wants what the other one has, and so they fight and they bark and whatever. So we have to figure out what to do with them, and, you know, we get home late at night, and so we decide to put them in the back pool shower area where it's all tile and everything, so even if they go to the bathroom, they won't hurt anything. And we put them in there with some bed stuff, wake up, man, the next morning there's poop everywhere and pee everywhere. You go, my God. And you're just thinking to yourself, what did I do to my life? There's a million things like that you run into in life. You put them into your life. You get into a fight with your spouse. You get in a fight with your girlfriend or boyfriend. You get in a fight with your boss, or you don't do your job very well, and you've got stress at work. You got stress at home. And all of this is just your life unraveling before your eyes. You know, they say things happen in threes. It's because while you're over here working on this one, other stuff is getting less attention. It's creating more chaos. The constant against chaos, the reverse of chaos, is order. And while you're busy fighting all of this chaos, everything else in your life is losing order. What I found was the first day, these dogs woke me up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm tired. I'm not responsive the rest of the day, right? And it's hard to get through the day. I don't have the energy to work out, so now I'm not working out. So again, more entropy, body's starting to feel it. You know, I'd already gone 4 weeks with the broken ribs. Now I'm missing some more time. I'm just starting to try to come back, but now my comeback is disrupted by this other type of crazy entropy and chaos. And we try to figure out a system. And lo and behold, you know, when do you feed them? What do you feed them? Now, because we fed them the wrong food, they got the runs, or we didn't feed them the wrong food. We fed them the food they told us to feed it, but it's different than the food they were getting in the kennel, and so they got the runs from that. And so you're figuring out how to clean it up and where to put them, and then you figure out you don't have enough stuff and to take care of them, so we run out and we buy all these additional things for the dogs. We had to buy a plastic big, like baby playpen, but it's not actually a playpen, it's a pet pen, to put in the backyard, because the second those dogs wake up, they got to go to the bathroom. And you got to pick them up, and we couldn't even get their leashes on them and get them outside to walk them fast enough. So we just basically pick them up, run into that thing, and stick them in there. And there it is. And we started to, wow, we beat the wake-up call, you know, because they were peeing and pooping on us while we were trying to get their leashes on. So we figured out how to beat that thing. And now you remember, these are puppies. Over a period of time, they will get weaned. And already after 1 week, they're holding off long enough for us to get them outside. Now we've got restraint cables set up in the yard in different places where we can take them out there, just clip on the restraint cable. We don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and walk them. They're now sleeping till, you know, they've slept till 5 and 6. So now we get up a little later, we get a little more sleep. You know, so over time, we will learn to control this chaos. It will come under our control by getting them up at the same time every day, feeding them the same time every day. We are creating order in these crazy puppies' lives. And eventually, they'll cling to that order. And when they cling to that order, then you have now nullified chaos. And if you keep working harder, you can actually beat it and get some progress and get them some trainers and teach them how to be good dogs and to sit and not have to put them in the kennels anymore because they'll just be calm and sit and not tear things up. But that's a year or two down the line. But the chaos can be taken and gotten under control. We've got it down now to where there's a little bit of a system to it. There's a little bit of piece of paper and timing. Feed them at this time, this time, and this time. As soon as you feed them, it's 30 minutes, and then they got to go bathroom. You take them out and go to the bathroom and say, why are you telling us all this stuff? What I'm telling you is this is the way you fight chaos. You don't give into it. I'm looking around my house and going, honey, we're living in a multi-million-dollar mansion, and we've got cables in the backyard and dog toys all over the backyard, and we got this big dog kennel, and then we got these, not kennel, it's a playpen. Then we got these 3 dog kennels because we have our other little dog we rescued, our Cavachon. So now the Cavachon's upset because it was the favorite little dog, the only dog in the house. Now these other 2 dogs are getting all the attention. So now the Cavachon's upset. So the Cavachon wants to be a part of the whole organizational thing and starts going in there, and there's more fighting and barking. We've got 5 cats. The 5 cats are looking at these dogs like, what the heck did you do? I thought this was a cat house. Now there's 3 dogs. Now, luckily, cats are kind of not prone to chaos. Cats are prone to, I don't give a crap. I'm going to go over here and do what I want to do what I always do, and no matter what you do, you're not going to. And there's something to be learned by that calmness. Cats have a sense, a calming sense, that nothing matters as much as you think it does. I'll just get out of the way, get my order. There's a new way I get up in the morning, new places I hide, new places I stay away from, and they just get on with life. They don't beg, they don't cry, they don't moan. It's just different. But dogs, man, dogs are like kids. Dogs are like Democrats. Cry, 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 cry till they get what they want, right? So you got to wean them off that stuff, and that's what the Republicans have to do to the Democrats right now. They got to wean them off all that something for nothing garbage that they've been giving away, all that free money and all that free crime, and you can get away with anything. That's chaos. That's puppies. They're like kids. Democrats are like kids. This is just craziness, the chaos that's going on right now. When we get back, talk about the solution to chaos, which is what we really need to know.
Now, from the files of Del Walmsley.
Most people retire later in life. I retired at 34. But what's interesting is every single year I add more real estate to my portfolio. Hence what happens is more real estate I own, more money I make. I'm telling you this not to impress you, but to impress upon you. Just in the last 2 months, I've added 5 properties. And the 5 properties are bringing me an additional $45,000 a month. Now think about that. If you made $45,000 more a month than what you make now, you'd have no problems on this earth, right? Well, interestingly enough, you have to realize that's $45,000 more. I've been doing this for 30 years. You can go through the numbers yourself and intellectually figure out that I've got to be making quite a bit more money than that after 30 years. If that's how much I was able to create as far as new income sources in just the last 2 months. Again, I'm not telling you this to impress you about me. I'm telling you, look at what can be done if you'll just do it. And to do it, there's something important you have to realize. You can have whatever you want, but you can't have everything. We'll be right back with the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Welcome back to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Today we've been talking about entropy. It's the constant tug at your life to create disorder. And you think to yourself sometimes, hey, I don't get it. You know, I get up every day and I go to work and I come home and I take care of the chores, take out the trash, watch a little TV, have a beer. My life just doesn't get anywhere. As I move forward, I'm actually moving back. I had a guy one time tell me, he said, this is why I can't save or invest, because every time I save any money, something goes wrong in life and I have to spend the money on what went wrong. And I said, well, that's why you save money. It's part of the reason you save money. He goes, no, I'd rather spend the money. I said, well, what do you do when something goes wrong? He says, well, I'll worry about it when it comes, but normally I just borrow money or let it just happen. And it's a disastrous way to look at life to not try to fight entropy. So, N comes the next word we want to talk about today, which is negative entropy. There's actually a word, I didn't even know this, there's a word for it called negentropy. It is the reverse of entropy. It means things becoming more in order. By order is meant organizational, structure and function, the opposite of randomness or chaos. One example, of negentropy is star system, such as a solar system. The opposite of entropy is negentropy. So I was thinking about this, and the reason I'm doing this whole show is because I'm going through this dog thing right now, but it really is, when you sit there and you forget that you've got to get your taxes ready, you forget that you've got businesses to run, you forget that you've got an expo to do, you forget that you've got a seminar this Friday to give, you forget that you've got to work out every day or your health at my age just deteriorates just instantly. You forget everything. Right? I forgot to go to the grocery store. I'm running out of supplies. I forget to get my medications because you're so focused on this. So how do you fight this? Well, I'll tell you what you need to do. And this is what I'm going through right now. The very first thing you need to do is sit down, take 5 minutes, whatever 5 minutes you can get, and write down everything that's going on in your life. Just jot it. Don't even try to get it in order. Just write it down. And once you write it all down, then you can go, okay, let's organize these. This dog thing. This is taking about 8 out of the 24 hours a day right now to deal with. And what do we have to do? We have to do this, 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 and this. These are all the things we've got to get done with these dogs, including get them to the vet once here, get their shots, get this, all of this. But mostly it's just the potty training thing, okay? But then get it all down there. What do you need? What are the times of days you have to do that? Now, I'm only prioritizing that out of this big list of things simply because those are the urgent things. And if I don't do them, I've got a pile on my foot or I'm getting wee-weed on, man. They got to get done because those dogs, those puppies, they're not even dogs, those puppies, they demand attention and they demand organization. If you don't show them organization, if you don't control their leash when they walk, if you don't control where they go to the bathroom, if you don't fix it, it's never going to get fixed. I have to also write down, okay, you got closings, man. You've got to do your due diligence here. You've got to get that due diligence done by this date. You've got to get that closing done by that date. You've got to have your companies ready. You've got to have the legal work done. Boom, boom, boom. That's got to get done, okay? Then you go down to the next one. We've got to take care of the health. I've got to get some working out in. How can I get that in? Blah, blah, blah. Next one. We've got to get the apartments in order. Keep them organized. They're not unorganized right now. They're pretty full, 99% occupied, but you can't let go of that leash. If you let go of that leash, it's like if I let go of the leash of that dog is gone. And you can't let go of the leash of the apartment. So we've got to get that done. We've got to make sure that's done. I got to get with my CFO. We've got to get the end of the year tax work done. We got my CPA to do that. And since I bought a ton of stuff last year, I got a lot of stuff to organize and get ready for the tax man here coming up. So I'm getting all these things down here, right? The next thing you got to do once you get them, you've got them isolated, and you need to know what you got in front of you. Isolate it. Next thing is to create a plan. Big picture plan. What am I going to do? How am I going to organize this? What are the big rocks that got to get in the jar first because they've got to get done? Then what are the medium-sized rocks and what is the sand? So immediately what gets pushed out is TV. There's just no time for TV right now. There's no time for a lot of things. In fact, the one thing we don't do, we don't cook at home. And we haven't even gone to the grocery store that much because we've been too busy. So we have to get out at least 1 hour a day to go eat somewhere. And so we've got it planned. It's interesting. Here's our timetable on our dogs. We do this at this time, this at this time, this at this time. And there is a point right after they get their last meal of the day, about 5 or 6 o'clock at night, boom, wait 30 minutes, then we walk them. They go to the bathroom. We fight them, let them play, run, jump, fight on each other, whatever, and then they're tired. We bring them back in. We put them in their kennels, cover the kennels up so they don't know what's going on, and we sneak out and go get dinner. It's just a plan. We're timing our dinner around all these events. Now, before we just went whenever we wanted to, but we don't have that luxury anymore because we have too much chaos going on in my life. And so we organize these things. And like I have to do a seminar this Friday afternoon or Friday night, whatever it is. I think it's Friday night. I've got to do a seminar. So I've got to organize. When am I going to write the seminar? When am I going to do the seminar? Those things have to occur. I have radio shows. I have to plan for the radio shows. Once you've got all these things organized and you're sitting there looking for a plan, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to think about who can I enlist to help me organize this chaos. Of course, I have my wife, and so she and I are sitting down and I worked out a little plan. I said, look, I've got to, in the morning, get a workout in if I'm going to be healthy because there's no other time. Well, I could actually do it any time, but if you will take the dogs when you first get up, because she's not a go to work in the morning kind of person. She's a, get up and do her stuff from home. So I said, if you will help by getting up, and we'll both get up early, but we'll organize the dogs, get them their morning problems gone, then you take them while I, number one, go work out, and I work out in my garage, so I'm not far away if there's a disaster or a problem. And then number two, I'll eat breakfast, and number three, I'll write my radio show and do my radio show, right? And so I will get all that done. And by the time I'm done with my radio show, which is about noon, then it's your time. You now go do your personal stuff. You go to the store if you need to go to the store. You go to the apartment complex if you need to go to the apartment complex. You take care of your personal issues with your daughter's baby, whatever it is, the doctors and so forth. That's your time. Then we'll get back together at the very important pill time of the day and last dinner time of the day at 5:30, 6 o'clock. And we will get them walked one more time separately so we can get them to go to the bathroom, let them play, work out, put them down, then we'll go eat. Then we'll come back, wake them again. They'll be awake. We'll walk them again, get everything out, and then we'll put them down for the night, and then we're done. It's a system. It's something we can follow. And what it's doing, it's creating, in just 1 week, we've come up with a mini organizational system within our lives. You're going to have to do the same thing. I am, while she's out and I'm here babysitting the puppies, that's when I'm going to work on all my accounting stuff. That's when I'm going to take all my emails. That's when I'm going to sit in my office and do my stuff. And every 5-10 minutes, get up, look outside, make sure those dogs are not crazy, make sure they got food, they got water, they're happy, they're not tangled up in their cords, then go back and work on my stuff again. But I'm stuck babysitting the dogs while she's out. But that doesn't mean I can't knock other things off of my list. It's a perfect time when I'm stuck in the office to get stuff done. Again, here is a plan of organization. It's a plan that's in writing. Literally. My wife left me with a written plan on what to feed them when today, what time to give them pills. I mean, it's a plan. You don't deviate from the plan, because if you deviate from the plan, that is disorganization. That is chaos. You've got to do everything the same way every time. Do you want to live your life in that much discipline the rest of your life? No, nobody does. It just doesn't happen, but it is a goal within a goal within a goal. And when you want to try and get somewhere in life, you have to put a little chaos in your life. Doing something you don't know how to do, you've never done before, like going out and buying real estate for the first time, is going to be chaotic for you. Information, education, new people in your life, being places, doing things you've never done before. That's chaos. And you've got to come up with a plan. Here's my plan. Step number one, I'm going to join Lifestyles Unlimited so I know what the plan should be. And then they're going to give me that plan. And then I'm going to follow that plan step by step by step by step until chaos becomes order.
Del will be back in a moment. But first, this intel from the files of Del Walmsley.
I kind of look at running businesses like spinning plates on top of a pool stick. Jugglers do this. They spin a plate and they get that one going, and they run over to the next pool stick, put a plate up there and spin it. They get 4, 5, 6 plates. And somewhere along the line, you realize there's too many plates and you can't get back to all of them quick enough to keep them spinning at the right velocity. And then you have a crash. And that's what happens with all this. You have that crash. Then that crash is the first time when you open your eyes and go, I need a new system. Because if I don't have a new system, the old system is inadequate as far as results go in allowing me to juggle that many plates. I'm going to need a new way to do this. And I'm going to have to figure it out before I can ever grow my business, myself, my relationships, anything out there. We'll be right back with the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Welcome back to Del Walmsley Radio Show. Today we've been focusing on entropy, right? The disorganization of your life and everything around you as it goes in the universe. And then we briefly went and talked about negentropy, which is the reversal of entropy. This is the bringing of order to chaos. And of course, that's the goal in your life, is to bring it to order. Now, here's the last part of the conversation. I've gotten myself very organized before. I had last year 6 purchases of real estate, And that was complicated. 6 different deals going on, people sending me stuff on every one of these deals, and I'm trying to get it in the right folders and follow it up and keeping the timelines in shape and whatever, along with running my companies and my real estate companies. And we created 2 new real estate companies last year also. We also created a new software company. So all this stuff's going on in my life, right? But I got it under control. And so, it comes around holidays, the kids are coming in, the grandkids are coming in, and we're pretty much under control. Things are good. And I looked at it and I said, okay, I've got all the money I need in the world. I don't need any more money. Got a lump sum of money here doing nothing. What happens to money that you do nothing with? Entropy. It falls apart, becomes nothing, goes away somehow. So I looked at trying to buy a second house, a third house, a car, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Finally, I said, you know what? I'll buy a couple more businesses, a couple more apartment complexes, a couple more grocery stores. I'll buy some more stuff, right? And so I went out and put 5 different offers out and so forth. And I didn't have to do that. I also, we'd got this new puppy, and we'd learned how to deal with this new puppy, and the puppy now likes me, and it likes everybody. The cats like the puppy, and the puppy had a regular walking schedule, and it's totally potty trained, and it's not a problem. It can stay home by itself, and it can go with you. It's under control. Shook that one up by bringing home 2 new huskies. Why would you do that? You do that. You create entropy in your life. You throw chaos in, because you have to throw chaos in to end up with anything more in your life. If you want more from life, you have to do more with it. What's happening is you're grabbing a ball of energy out there that doesn't have order. And the process of bringing order to this ball of energy, these atoms, electrons, molecules in life, in the world, bringing that total mass of just energy devoid of form, and forming something out of it is really the true skill in life called something from nothing. Napoleon Hill talks about it in Think and Grow Rich. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Because everything in the world is at your fingertips. There is enough energy in this universe to create anything you want to create in your life. You just have to learn how to take massive disorder out there and bring it together and give it form. There's money out there doing nothing, looking for something to do. There's people out there needing housing, no place to live. I took the money and I took the housing, and I found there was landlords out there that didn't know how to landlord and didn't know how to deal with people and didn't create the best product possible. So I created something called the best product at the best price, housing. New concept. That's not the concept that's out there in business. The concept out there in business, if I have the best product, I'm going to charge the highest price. I came back with the concept, best product and not the highest price. What a concept. That's why I'm successful in real estate for 30 plus years. I came up with the concept of giving back to people. Total integrity first, total customer satisfaction second. That's not out there in business. You don't see that anywhere. Total sustainability is the third rule in our company, which means we don't burn our employees out. In fact, we don't even call them employees. We call them people that are on the same journey we are. So when you look at this, I took something from nothing. There was nothing like Lifestyles Unlimited. I just took that energy in the universe of pent-up demand for somebody to teach me how to retire. Somebody teach me the secret skills that rich people have that I don't have. Somebody please do that. And I put it together out of nothing. I didn't copy anybody else's system. I created a completely new system. I didn't copy anybody else's information. I created my own information. My format was completely different. There were no real estate training companies that had offices. So I just created it out of thin air. I created my rental housing program out of thin air. I taught people how to be good at what we do, and for 13 years in a row now, one of my Lifestyles members has won the National Apartment Association's Real Estate Investor of the Year Award or Property of the Year Award every year for 13 years. I think we might have done it again this year. It could be the 14th year. Because it's a system of organized system. It's not letting that system fall apart. I have a seminar this Friday where I'm going to talk about keeping the system together and the rules that are necessary to keep the system together. That's how you combat entropy. But at the same time, I'll take new things, new projects, and new ideas and throw them in the mix. I've had 2 meetings in the last 2 weeks with guys that want to do something completely different. We talked about starting 3 different kinds of companies this year that we don't even have. Why, at my age, would I throw that craziness, that chaos into my life? Because as a living organism, I have one more problem, and you do too. It's called your brain. And if your brain isn't used, whatever you don't use, you will lose, and you will die. You will become old in the brain. Brain is a muscle. You need to work it. You need to go out and challenge it. Otherwise, the greatest of all entropy in your life will be your brain. And that's why it's not the money. It's growth for the sake of survival. I grow not for more money, not even for more quality of lifestyle. I grow for survival, the retardation of entropy in my brain.
Del Walmsley offers some tips on a better lifestyle.
You got to get the customer taken care of. That's rule number one. Rule number two is intense integrity. I mean, there's 1,000 things that happen. You have to make the decision, do I say what would be beneficial for me, or do I say what would be beneficial for the person I'm trying to help? Do I sway them in a direction that's beneficial for me, or do I sway them in a direction that's beneficial for their situation? And these are sometimes even tough choices, because sometimes you don't really know which way you should take them. They want to go one way. Their resources don't seem to want to go that way, don't seem to be available to go that way. Yet some people, through unwavering desire, overcome obstacles and limitations. So you got to be careful. You don't want to, put somebody down or hold them back, but you have the responsibility to tell them about the risk involved and the other options that are available.
Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
The information and opinions you hear on the Del Walmsley radio show are those of the host, Del Walmsley, his guests, and his callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of this station, its affiliates, its management, or advertisers. The Del Walmsley show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented on the Del Walmsley show constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.